Assalamu alaikum to everybody. We were discussing about the extensive properties and intensive properties that we have discussed yesterday. And then we have started the state function and path function. When we are discussing state and path function, remember that state function is a property which depends upon initial state of system and final state of system. It is independent of path chosen for the conversion. Which path you are using is not criteria here. What is P1, V1, T1? What is P2, V2, T2? As I said yesterday, when you are calculating displacement of a body, of a particle, then you never talk about where in which path you are going. What you are concerned, where you have started, where you are ending, and what is the shortest directional distance between them. Exactly in a similar way, when we talk about state function, what was P1, V1, T1, what is going to be P2, V2, T2. Based upon those things, we'll discuss about state function. Examples are pressure, volume, temperature, weight percentage. Main students, be careful. Weight percentage, internal energy, capital E, H, capital H, enthalpy, capital G, Gibbs free energy, and capital S, entropy. Usually, a general method is we write these things in terms of capital letters, right? Come on. Now, change of state function. Suppose, for example, you are saying state function. Let me just make it something like this. Now you can understand stepwise. Suppose, for example, if you are saying the state function, what he said are thermodynamic properties which depends only upon the initial and final state of system. These are independent of path chosen for the conversion, right? Keep this in mind because in second definition we require something, right? Examples are given in this way. Now, suppose, for example, you are saying state function that depends upon initial and final state. Consider a cyclic process. What is the meaning of cyclic process? Sir, cyclic process means that process where we start with P1, V1, T1, we go somewhere, and come back again to P1, V1, T1. If final state becomes equal to initial state, in that case, if final state becomes equal to initial state, in that case, we say, sir, it is supposed to be the cyclic process. Now, in cyclic processes, remember one point that change in state function should be zero. For example, P1, pressure is a state function. If I am saying initial pressure and final pressure, then again it will come back to the original value. Are you able to visualize the screen or is it not visible to you? I think something is going wrong, a network problem. Are you able to see the screen better, boys? Audibility is clear. Is it clear now, beta? Fine, fine. Audibility is clear. Fine. Something was wrong in between there. No problem, no problem. Go ahead. Now, if you are discussing about what we can say cyclic process, in cyclic processes, change in state function is zero. Now, listen carefully. People create questions like this. What is a state function? State function is defined as that property whose change is equal to zero in cyclic process. The other way of saying, this is the definition which I have given on the screen, but examiner will create another definition in multiple answers. So state function is defined as that thermodynamic property whose change is equal to zero, whose change is equal to 0 in cyclic process. Reverse it. What is cyclic process? Cyclic process is defined as a process in which change in state function is equal to 0. Change in state function is equal to 0. That means change of state function is equal to 0 for cyclic processes. For example, delta E is equal to 0, delta H is equal to 0, change in Gibbs free energy, delta, all these are 0 in case of cyclic processes. That is also one of the way to understand both of them, right? They are made for each other. Next, path function. Now, what is the meaning of path function? Let us try to understand once again state function. I am saying it depends upon initial and final state and it is independent of path chosen. On the contrary, path function depends upon path chosen and also depends upon state of the system, both the dependence upon the state as well as path of the process which we have taken, right? Path function are thermodynamic properties which are dependent upon both state of system and path chosen. Mainly we say in the books what is written, what is path function? It is the thermodynamic property which depends upon the path chosen. Yes, this is 50% job. The remaining 50% is no sir, it is dependent upon state also, because if suppose for example you are discussing distance covered depends upon path chosen, of course, but when I change the initial point of journey and final point of journey, I am keeping the path same. Don't you think that the distance changes? Yes, this implies path function depends upon path, definitely, but at the same time it also depends upon state of the system, right? Okay. Once you are saying path function, when you are discussing about path function, then it is dependent upon both of them, right? For example, wait a minute. Fine. So when we are talking about path function, Zahiruddin, check up. It's clear for everybody. Please you check up the system. It depends upon path function. We are saying it is supposed to be as work and heat are path function. Work and heat are path functions, right? These two are very much you have to understand clearly. Remaining, I am discussing all the properties: pressure, volume, temperature, weight percentage, internal energy, enthalpy, G, Gibbs free energy, and entropy. They are considered as state functions, right? Path function, we have two clear-cut properties available in case of path function, right? Come on. Now the question is, if suppose for example you are discussing path function and state function. Now this discussion which I am doing here is I made for MPC students, but by PC students, you people, since you are in junior inter, you know what the mathematical tools we have learned differentiation. Try to understand, but derivation part is not necessary for both of you. Only the last part, that is conclusion, is very important for both of us. How we define a state function in mathematical way. Theoretically, you are saying, okay, sir, it is a thermodynamic property which depends upon initial and final state, right? But thermodynamically, how do you proceed in mathematical way? See here. Suppose, for example, if I am saying pressure is a state function, what is the meaning of that? If I am changing the initial and final state, it will change. But whenever I am changing the path, it is not changing. So what I'll do, I'll take change in path. Come on, how to change in the path? PV is equal to nRT, right? I want to enjoy pressure. P is equal to nRT by V. I am specifically talking to doctors, and this is very much comfortable. I hope so for MPC students, right? I don't know how many of you can enjoy this, right? If pressure is a state function, if P is a state function, if suppose pressure is a state function, then what we say, is it audible, Abrar? Okay, okay. There is some today, I don't know what is the problem. There is some problem here. Okay, go ahead. If you are taking different paths, what is the meaning of path? See here. First of all, what I have done, I have differentiated pressure with respect to volume. I am differentiated pressure with respect to volume at constant temperature. This I am saying path 1, right? I am going with path 1. What is path 1? Differentiation of P with respect to V. Come on. Minus nRT A become constant now. Separate that. What is now left out? Differentiation of 1 by V dV minus 1 by V square. That is the path 1, right? Differentiation I don't explain. You know it very well, both of you, because in mathematical tools we have learned differentiation. Got it? Come on. Now I am taking second path. What is that? Whatever I have done to the first part, I am now doing differentiation of that with respect to temperature. See here, see this part, see this temperature, see the cursor. This is temperature. Here I said temperature is constant, volume is variable. Here I said temperature is variable, volume is constant. This is called second part. मैं इस रास्ते से गया, फिर रास्ता चेंज किया उस जगह जाने के बाद. इसका मतलब first differentiate with respect to volume, with respect to at constant temperature. I got something. To this something, I'm again differentiating with respect to temperature and volume. तो path कैसा हो गया? पहला path variation of volume at constant temperature. दूसरा path variation of temperature at constant volume. Is it clear? Again, I am saying first path differentiation of pressure with respect to volume at constant temperature. जो result आया उसको दूसरा path लगाइए, differentiation with respect to temperature at constant volume. तो आपको एक conclusion आया कि सर मैं यहाँ पहुंच गया minus nR by V square. चलिए अब path उल्टा कीजिए. पहले differentiation with respect to temperature at constant volume. ये देखो ये पहले अप्लाई कर रहा हूं मैं. See that clearly. Differentiation of pressure with respect to temperature at constant volume. एक result आया. छोड़ दीजिए result क्या आया. Now I am differentiating with respect to volume at constant temperature. पहले path में जैसा गया था मैं उल्टा कर रहा हूं. I am changing the path, right? Don't say that reversing the situation. I am changing the path. क्या हो रहा है यहाँ पे? पहला isothermal है, दूसरा isochloric है. पहला isochloric है, दूसरा isothermal है. Is it clear? Now see the result. Result is minus nR by V square minus nR by V square. इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? Even if I am changing the path, even if I am changing the path, I am getting same result. This means pressure is independent of path chosen. It is a state function, right? Result final देखो क्या हो गया? अब यहाँ देखिए पहला differentiation with respect to volume, then temperature. पहले यहाँ पे temperature, then volume. If I am taking first process isothermal, second process isochloric. Case 1. No. First process isochloric, second process isothermal. Sir, we are getting same result even after you are changing the path. In such cases, we say if suppose result of those two paths is equal, it is called state function. If result of those two paths is unequal, it is called path function. Hope I have done my job clearly. Please go ahead, write down properly. Audibility, visibility clear? Very good. Go ahead, go ahead. आराम से लिखिए. Neat people, please write down neatly. Neat people, please write down neatly. The derivation part, ये इसका जो conclusion है वो आपके लिए important है. ऐसा आने के chances हैं. IIT people, you can't skip that one. This is made for you. Isochloric means constant volume. मुखीत पढ़ रहे नहीं, notes नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं बराबर notes नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं बेटा. जो notes नहीं पढ़ते हैं, मैं मुखीत की बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ. I am discussing generally in thermodynamics. Please, if you are not having grip on the basics and concepts, you cannot understand so many things. बाद में आपको literally परेशान होके तब पछताना पड़ेगा कि काश मैं पढ़ लिया होता. Basics are very important because it is a new topic. पहले chapters में क्या था, कुछ ना कुछ आपको मालूम था 10th का 9th का, अब ये बिल्कुल एकदम नया है. तो इसको नर्सरी समझ के सीखना. सीखना का मतलब पढ़ना, बार बार पढ़ना घर में. चलिए, isochoric process means the availability, constant volume. Beta, Aisha Samrin, I think you are in charge of this section. Aisha Samrin, I kept open meeting, and some of our existing students, I don't know the names, they have declared the password to some fellows who are not from our class, or they may be our class, they are not using proper language, right? Therefore, I have locked the meeting. I am not going to open the meeting now. Yet management, I have said number of times, they said, sir, we have planned everything and the outsiders will not come, but every day they are coming and they are using not proper language, not language of human beings. They are, I think उनकी नस्ल कुछ खराब है, इसलिए वो लोग कुछ अलग तरीके से बात कर रहे हैं. Therefore, I am just, they come. Yesterday also they were there in the meeting. I blocked, they have run away. लात मार के निकालना बोलते नहीं, वैसा बोलना पड़ता. माफी चाहता हूँ मैं आपको, language में वैसा use करना पड़ता. I am guilty to teach. I am guilty to teach. I am guilty today to be a teacher, in especially these type of students. I am very happy when I am teaching to Rajamandry batches and Kota batches nowadays, but I'm sorry to say, right? Let them go outside. I don't have any problem. I will not open it. हर एक को बोलना मेरे लिए जरूरी नहीं है. I don't know, beta. Abrar, I don't know what is E, what is G, and what is Z, and what is. I don't know anything about it. Muhammad Abrar, you can leave the class. I don't know about it. कल पूरा समझाया, कल पूरा पढ़ाया, उसको नाम बोला मैं, हर एक को 4-4 वक्त बोला हूँ. आप पूछे, वही आप भी पूछे कल, 4-4 वक्त नाम बोला हूँ एक एक चीज का. उसके बाद फिर आप इंडिकेट बोल रहे हैं, तो प्लीज खुदा के वास्ते घर चले जाइए. आप क्लास अटेंड करने के काम के नहीं है बेटा, प्लीज. If you don't know names, yesterday what you were doing, you were sleeping in the class. Even if you are unable to understand the things which are said 4 to 5 times, तफरीका ना आ रहे हैं क्लास में, तो प्लीज खुदा के लिए मत आइए बेटा. मुझे पढ़ने वाले चाहिए. आपके पास तफरी करने वाले बहुत ज्यादा हैं. आप लोगों को रिक्शे टांगे टाइप की स्टाइल का है, गांधी गाते बातें करना, कमेंट्स करना लेक्चरर्स पे. पढ़ने वाले बहुत कम हैं. Those who are BPC students, right? BPC students, if you are not able to understand differentiation, please don't take. Here I am not teaching differentiation. I am saying that conclude the result, right? Result देखिए. Differentiation नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तो छोड़ दीजिए, no problem. JL 41. Didn't you have done physics units and dimension and mathematical tools, beta? Abdullah Sohail. Mathematical tools topic हो चुका है बेटा आपको? हुआ नहीं हुआ? Shall I proceed? Is it over? No one is going to derive all those things. इसका concept ज़हन में रखो. मैं एक property लिया, right? And that property, okay, no problem. Develop yourself. You are weak in differentiation, no problem. Develop it. Please develop it. Here I don't want to make you tension, right? उसमें आप tension मत लीजिए. Conclusions देखिए, कैसे conclusions आ रहे हैं, result कैसा आ रहा है. That's all. Okay. In examination, no one will ask you to derive that one. हाँ, ये पूछेगा कि whether pressure is path function or not. How it is path function? I have shown you path chosen. What is the meaning of path? I am trying to explain. Isothermal एक path है, isochoric एक path है. Rule number 1. Sir, मैं पहले isothermal करता हूँ, बाद में isochoric करता हूँ. ठीक है, result आ गया अल्फा. रोल नंबर 2, नहीं सर मैं पहले आइसोकोरिक करूंगा फिर आइसोथर्मल करूंगा, रिजल्ट क्या आया सर, सेम अल्फा आया। अच्छा, इसका मतलब आप जिस प्रॉपर्टी को डील कर रहे हैं वो पाथ फंक्शन है, स्टेट फंक्शन है। Suppose you say, sir, in the first case I got result alpha, in the second case I got result beta, then, sir, it is a path function. Got it? इतना समझ गए आप तो काफी है बेटा। जो बोल रहे हैं कि मेरे को डिफरेंशिएशन नहीं आता है, डोंट टेक टेंशन, डोंट टेक टेंशन। कॉन्सेप्ट स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए, कॉन्सेप्ट में मैथमेटिकल आएगा। फिजिकल केमिस्ट्री इज मैथमेटिकल केमिस्ट्री। Aisha Samreen, good afternoon, madam. Aisha Samreen, ma'am, if you are listening to me, I am opening for a while. Please allow those students and then I'll lock it up. Okay, if they are there in the class, please tell me, I'll lock up them. Is it clear? Madam, are you able to listen my instructions? Fine. Come on, shall I proceed? Boys, is it over? Nice. Come on. Once you understand the path function and state function, then how to proceed for the next? See carefully. It is the condition for thermodynamic property to be a state function. What is the condition? If you are changing path, you are not going to have any change in the numerical value. Come on. Now come to the other aspect. Once we understand that we are having a path function and state function, then, sir, I know system, I know types of system. Listen carefully. I know system, I know types of system, I know properties of system. Okay? Types of system, open system, closed system, isolated system. Properties of system, extensive, intensive. Path function, state function. If you know all these things, sir, what is next job? Nothing. I want to relate them. I want to study their relation. Okay. If you want to study the relation, you have to do an experiment, a job you have to do, right? And what is the job? The job which we are doing is called process. The job which we are doing is called as process, thermodynamic process. Okay. What is the meaning of process? Are you doing experiment at constant temperature? A process. Are you able to listen carefully? Understand? Are you doing it constant temperature? Yes, it is a process. Isothermal. No, sir, I am doing it constant volume. Isochoric. No, sir, I am doing it constant pressure. Isobaric. Like that. Okay. Fine. Come on. One by one we'll do. Change in state of system may be carried out. What is the meaning of that, sir? I am going from P1, V1, T1 to P2, V2, T2. I'll ask you, how are you going? Are you able to understand? What is P1, V1? T1, state 1. What is P2, V2, T2? State 2. You are saying, sir, I want to go from चलो ठीक है बच्चे के साथ Once you're having this one, then, sir, I am going from state 1 to state 2. How you are going, that is called process, right? For example, come on, पूरा tabular form एक वक्त मत देखिए, पूरा tabular form एक वक्त मत देखिए. Try to analyze one by one, one by one. What is that? Ahmad Mumtaz Hussain, are you available in the class? dear students, even after saying so many times, so I don't know how you are having that idea. Muhammad name, Muhammad, some fellow, Ahmad Hussain something, Mumtaz Hussain something, and one more two, I don't know which type of people they are. They are using some unnecessary type of language which is not suitable for animals, not human beings, animals. So thank you for all those things which you have given. I am quitting from this batch. Thank you, beta. Bye. Assalamu alaikum. Go to hell, right? No, thank you very much. Thank you, beta. Very much. Thank you. Right? इंसान की कदर जिसको नहीं है उनको हम पढ़ाने का मतलब क्या है? जानवरों को नहीं पढ़ा